What's up, y'all? Wearing my black Rock Coalition t shirt. Yes, from the BRC. New York, 1985 to LA, 1989. And I found out that where they used to hold it, because I'd never really been to a BRC event, um, was actually at the Chaos Network, where the famous Project Blowed was, the Leimert Park. Shoot. I have a problem. I do everything from my phone, so maybe it's different than it is on a console. Every time I schedule something, like I can't go back to the icon and boot from that. How do you guys do that? I don't understand how that goes. It's just weird to me, man. Like how it doesn't do that for me on this phone. It's just weird, you know. Shoot. I'm here. Let's see how many people show up. Gonyo. Oh man. Ah, these cars, man. Thank God I have a car, but still. Sometimes it's just they don't really want to um, function the way that you want to. Back in the day, there's cars that had obviously still and stuff, but these bumpers be coming off, man. I'll just wait. Everybody's probably on another live stream. Got some kind of veggie tofu, I mean, veggie rolls or something like that from this Tokyo market. I hope it's good. Not bad for all you raw vegans. It's hard to know when everybody's on. Some orange juice. Oh boy. Being a pig on a live stream. I said we were going to talk about my title. I'm gonna wait till people get here. It's funny to me. There's one person here. What's up? Who are you? Who goes there? I'm being a pig. What's up, Aaron? The real Aaron Collins. How are you, sir? I'm being a cerdo right now. Eating some kind of weird veggie sort of rolls. Like kind of I don't know what they are. Um it's not bad, but man, how's Hollywood rocking, man? Hey, you know the Dub Club is on tonight. If you're out and about, man, that's like in Echo Park. It's funny lately. I just been going up there to get food, like Jamaican food, and there's a sister that makes these jerk chicken tacos. They're freaking bomb, dude. freaking sick. So I go up there and get stuff from her. I might tonight, even though it's kind of just, Mm. Yeah, man. Still at it. Glory to the Most High. Tried to be. Um, so many bleak things. Yeah, man. What's up with you, man? Are you in the entertainment industry as well? Like, after what you told me with Bone and stuff, that was pretty cool. Sorry, I'm being orange juice in my mustache. Oh, that's cool. That's right. It's Wednesday night. Shoot, I should see what's up with the Coptic church that I occasionally go to. They've been really active. This one Coptic church that occasionally I go to, I mostly go to this Ethiopian church in South Central. But this Coptic church that I occasionally go to, like they just kind of started in the building. They like feed the homeless and all that. It's really cool. And so they get together and they have Bible study, but they do a lot of stuff that is really cool, man. Like feeding the homeless and all that. Yeah, man, Aaron, are you a part of an agency or like do you do acting or I know you've done security, but are you behind the scenes? Are you just like acting or I actually do, believe it or not. I don't talk about it a lot, but I do act. I need to get back into it. I posted one of the videos that I'm in, but I have a movie that's on here that it's silly. If you guys saw it, you'd probably be clowning me. Even though it's a trip, man. Here's a question, Aaron. Sorry. I know we've talked about this briefly, but like I know you had mentioned that you're a Christian as well. What do you think about just do you think that there are no revolutionary Christians at all anymore? Especially just being where you are and just your heart is and stuff. Oops, sorry. Aaron says, no agency. I prefer to be behind the camera, even though I've done a little acting. Yeah, I'm more in front of the camera than anything, whether it be extra or actually having a role. Although, my friend, Paul Coy Allen, who I didn't realize was blowing up even more with it, which is great. Um, I did a short story that he made into a music video that tripped me out because it's weird seeing your own work, you know, in a visual form when you wrote it. I have to post that video. It's kind of a horror short story based on the human condition. Yeah, most of my stuff is background, but I have a few features and one speaking line in one movie. Well, I wouldn't call it a movie. It was a pilot. It was on Comedy Central and stuff. Somebody actually just kind of like like kind of confronted me about it and tripped out, like, because it's a trippy, it's really strange. I had kind of a little bit of an issue with something that one of the guys that made the production did on my part. Like he kind of overdubbed something that I just really didn't want him to do that. And to me, I was thinking to myself, like, well, and I told him, I'm like, look, because there was a line they wanted me to speak, and I'm like, you could get somebody else, I don't have to, I don't, it's fine, like I don't mind not doing this because legacy is everything, man. I don't want to be known for something that I didn't want to say, you know? So I opted out, but he convinced, hey, just make up a line, and I did. Then we see the movie or pilot, and then he's overdubs stuff over what over me. So I had an issue with that, and I told him that too when I saw him. That's why I'm kind of like, but yeah, man. Do you feel? Here's a question for you, Aaron. If you're still here, man, do you think that it's a conflict being a Christian and being, I don't like using the term woke because everyone's using it, but and if you are a Christian, you should be woke. But do you feel like it's that conflict, you know, with your faith and a lot of the social views that you have? I'm curious about that, being a Christian. I thought about doing a video on this because it seems, to be honest, I feel like so many people bash the Christian faith because of, and I understand why, because of the things that have happened in the name of it, but nobody ever goes back to the beginnings of what that faith represented, and also the beginnings of, what it represented for us as black people too, being one of the first, the Ethiopian church. And if you want to talk about the Western version of that, in Congo, which they didn't accept Christianity on a slavery type situation. They were definitely kingdoms that had their own autonomy and were, that chose the faith by choice. And even when you talk about the ancient Christians is one thing, but also a lot of us, you know, um, post-colonial, I guess you can say it, or um, descendants of so-called slaves. A lot of people keep ignoring, and maybe it's just me just growing up knowing about this, but a lot of people, it seems like they've grown up. I mean, like, how could you not remember that there have been so many revolutions started by, black Christians, that pretty much saw the truth of what the faith represented as well, and didn't fall for the okey doke. Like that's more than evident in black history, man. So a lot of people are on this antichrist type crusade um against Christianity. Cool, you have what you believe and that's what you choose to believe, but to throw the baby out with the bathwater is my concern. I don't get it. What do you think about that, Aaron? I don't know if you're probably in study, I don't know, but what do you think, man? Hopefully you heard what I was saying. I'm long-winded, I know. I should have saved my $3. That's not bad, but man. Yeah, I obviously don't either. I don't think I'm gonna read what you said. No, I don't think that it's wrong for black Christians to be concerned with social issues because racism still does exist. And racism is a sin. Anyone that tells you that it isn't is stupid. You ask you ask Moses' sister, is racism a sin? Yeah, I just feel like, check it out, Aaron. It makes sense to me based off of ancestral history that standing up for, speaking in a Christian context, which to me, I don't want to be exclusionary when I say that, but just because people have um a wrong perception of what a Christian means. And every time I hear this in black circles, especially on here and on YouTube, it's like, okay, we know about how this faith was used against slavery. I'm sorry, used for slavery. But the thing is, it didn't start off like that. I'm Orthodox Christian. We have we're pretty much the roots of a lot of that stuff. And it has nothing to do with any kind of white supremacy. Our forefathers are pretty much the ones that started it, and the early church. Like, we have a direct link to that, especially being an African Ethiopian Christian. Then I hear the narrative, well, this, Prometheus, he was an Aramaic Christian. I think he's Lebanese. We can get into semantics about Middle Eastern people being a mix, but I'm not even talking about that. What people don't realize is that that guy was shipwrecked, and he basically was of the same faith of the people that took care of him. And then they sent him to Egypt to be a bishop, to basically come and serve them. That's what a bishop does. And so I don't know where they get this colonial thing. A lot of brothers and sisters, and I'm not downing cats, but it's almost like, oops, let me see. What's up, Mockham? Sometimes I don't believe that the black church addresses the needs of the black community enough, though. Yep, and that's where you get a lot of the anger, and I understand that. I totally understand that. I grew up, I've been to black churches, obviously, but the church that I grew up in was pretty much multi-ethnic, and they tried to get out to the communities everywhere, especially in the streets and stuff too. But the thing is, I have friends that are in predominantly black churches that are serving. That story is never, you rarely see it told. You always see the pimp pastor, which is not, everyone's not a freaking pimp pastor. I have a friend, one of my old bandmates actually, he's a pastor. I mean, he's over in the hood on the west side of Long Beach, and it's a predominantly black church, and they're serving people all the time, dude. Like, and I've talked, I mean, but even when you think about, I have a problem with that because they're not telling the whole truth. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that were Christians that gave their life, not just Martin Luther King either. You got Richard Allen, you got freaking Marcus Garvey, for crying out loud. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm probably going to end up doing a video about this. But yeah, I understand what you mean. And I've heard some people say this, like, you have a lot of pastors that are caught up, in just BS. And it's hurt our community. Now I go to an Ethiopian church. Not really predominantly black American, mostly Ethiopians. But, sorry guys. Even though it's more of an immigrant church with the situation I'm in, it's definitely got a lot of ancient African roots. When it comes to the history of the Ethiopian church, it was not one that bowed to power, by the way. It bowed to no power but God's power. And these people fought back. Haile Selassie, I'm sure that there's things, I'm not a Rasta, I have friends that are, so people will celebrate that. And I admire his Imperial Majesty, but I'm one to admit, that there are certain things that could have been better on his part. Oh shoot, I'm missing all these comments. Sorry, y'all. What's up, Cap? I hope you're still here, man. Brother Cap is in the house. Salute, brother. Salute. I do go to a multicultural church now, but I still hold to my same views. And you should always hold to those views. Nothing's wrong with that. Hello again, Cap. Sister Mackham. That's so cool. Cap, man. Dude, how are you, man? Are you feeling better? I hope you're feeling better. I hope you got my Vets Day greeting. My veterano greeting. I finally caught Mackham when she's not at work. Or halfway asleep. Nope. Ethiopia's never been colonized. Never. Now there's there's this guy, I don't know if you guys know who he is. I think he goes by Massa Man or something like that. People don't. I see right through that dude. I watch his content. He talks about like a lot of cultures and stuff, but he's the one that threw a little wrench in the thing, talking about, well, it was annexed by the Italians, but it was still never comp. It was never colonized. They got the Italians out eventually. You know, but yeah, like even when we're thinking about Christianity, people think that it's separate. Like, oh, you can't be the so-called social justice warrior. I reluctantly say that, but I say it in the right context. The church was a revolutionary. The black church was a revolution. Like they ignore that history. So many brothers and sisters on here ignore that history, and then they pay attention to what these colonizers basically did. I understand why, but that was not the only story that was told. There's a whole nother, I hate to even say alternative history of black Christianity in the United States, but it was a main thing. It was no alternative thing. The whole, it wasn't just some docile people. These were some writers, man. People want to disassociate Marcus Garvey with being a Christian. He was some kind of Catholic or Anglican. He had people like George McGuire, who, you guys are gonna laugh. George McGuire actually made up the negative term to an Uncle Tom. Like made it seem more negative. He was the one that first kicked that in. But aside from that, he did a lot of work with the UNIA. You know, yeah, the Italians did. Yeah, it failed, even though they put the Ethiopians through some crazy stuff, but the Ethiopians still they stuck to their guns. Ethiopia is one of the very few African countries that were able to overcome colonialism. Yeah, yeah, it was, you know. Um, and I'm saying this as an Ethiopian Christian. I'm Black American, proud Black American. But I that's my if you want to call it a religion, I don't. I mean, anything could be a religion, really. But if you want to go there, that's where I roll. That's what I roll with. I don't know too many to why. But yeah, totally, they overcame it, and well, excuse me, guys, His Imperial Majesty for that. And just Ethiopia's fought. I'm gonna post this story about this kid. He wore his little natural out and everything, but he was a fighter and a writer. You know, in essence, you can say that Ethiopia is literally Wakanda. Never thought about that. Wow, I never thought about that. We could also say Congo was too at one point. Before, unfortunately, the Portuguese kind of got a hold of it. But even back then, a lot of the Congolese people were resisting. You had leaders, a woman by the name of Kimpavita. I've mentioned her a bunch of times, and there's a few others that were, they saw behind the mask of these Portuguese. I wish that, I don't know the whole thing of that. I need to read more of it, or I need to check out my one of my favorite channels is Home Team. He's talked about this, about like the Congolese Christians, and how they were more pious than the people that were trying to colonize them, and they called them out on that too. Markham and Markham, real Aaron Collins says, thanks. I remember learning about that through Bob Marley's auto, autobiographical movie. One thing, oh, and Phil, real Aaron Collins says, Phil Scott on the Advice Show just visited Ethiopia. Yeah, I can't wait till I try, it's kind of hard to talk to Phil. I really wanted to talk to him because, I go to an Ethiopian church and I know people over there too. I really wanted to know what it was cool that he even went there to celebrate one of their holidays, and it was actually a holiday that I'd never even heard of. That's so cool, because a lot of people just think Ethiopia, as well as all of Africa, is a wasteland, and it's a lie. It's not. There's a lot of great things in Ethiopia. There's one of the now called eighth wonder of the world is the Rock Church is built in Ethiopia by the monks. Yeah, oh man, so you got to meet him. Man, I was with my dad the whole day. So it was really hard for me to get out there to LA. I really wanted to go. Um, I really wanted to go to Taste the Soul to meet Phil, man, but I couldn't. Like my dad needed help. So, and then I went to see Jason Black's movie that night. Audio, did you say you go to a Coptic church? Yes, I go there too. I was baptized in an Ethiopian church, and I mostly go to the Ethiopian church that I was baptized in. But I go to a Coptic church, and now it's earlier on when I was looking into Orthodoxy, that's where I was going. And I've been to other Orthodox churches too, but I've stayed towards the east, towards the Asian and African side of it. That's the roots right there. Also, I go to a Coptic church in Long Beach. It's the first Coptic church in Long Beach. The priest there is a friend of mine who I didn't know was a priest until, I saw him years later, as of the last few years. And, he's been serving over there in Long Beach where I am. But Phil seems like a very nice guy, despite what a lot of haters say. Nah, dude, people need to leave Phil alone. I said it in the last. You guys have seen my video on that. Leave Phil alone. Phil is an advocate. They're throwing old BS at him, and then they're basically trying to create this narrative that, even though some of that stuff might be true, like him calling, he didn't just call black women hyenas. He called everybody a hyena, all women. Not to say that I'm not down with insults unless it's against white supremacists, but that's another story. Race War was dope. Aaron Collins asked how Race War was. Race War is, man. Everybody should see that movie, and I can't wait till the DVD comes out because he says he's gonna kind of put different things that weren't in the movie um, there. Audio, are you of Ethiopian descent? Actually, I'm not. I'm mostly West African. I found out through a DNA test. Mostly West African. The furthest east I go is Rwanda, from what I understand, and I don't know if that's totally east. But I have a lot of Hutu, Nigerian. I'm Niger Congo, and some like Great Lakes descent. As far as most of my African descent comes from those three regions. But I don't know, like something like the Most High pretty much just led me to the Ethiopian church, man. It's a long story of how that even happened, to be honest. Makem, uh, Cap said, Malcolm agreed. I pay his haters no mind. I don't either. I mean, I don't pay them no mind either. Yeah, man. I don't pay them no mind at all. That guy's doing a work. I support Phil, even though I haven't given. I promote what he does. I mean, he's a great source of news, and I don't care who he is married to. That dude is like, he's on point, man. Yeah, I thought Rwanda was in East Africa. Shame on me. I memorized the whole African continent, back in the day, man. And I don't know why, I didn't um remember that. But yeah, that's the furthest, like my ancestry. I mean, that's the closest east that I am from what I know. Along the Sahel, and also just like, but most of it's west, Um, and I have a bunch of other stuff, like when it comes to a lot of African stuff in me, and then some other stuff that's not African, but that's another story. I'm a typical Black American. That's our whole story. I'll have to wait till the DVD comes out for Race War. Yeah, that's a good. I thought Jason did a great work, man. He put in work, man. You got to see that movie though. It's a must see. I met Joe Brown too that night, man. That was cool. I was glad to meet Phil. That made the moment of my day. I really want to. Hey, how tall is Phil, Aaron? I'm curious about that. Cap says Phil is doing more than other channels that complain about his marriage. Yeah, he's doing a whole lot. It's like, really? Dude, leave him alone, man. If you don't so-called swirl, that's your thing. That's fine. You know, that's I mean, if I don't even like using that term with Phil because he's not saying that going over and Tommy Sotomayor is a liar. I don't believe that dude one bit. Talking about Phil was saying that, he doesn't like black women. That's not true. I don't believe that guy one bit, man. But he's doing the work. Malcolm says, have you heard of the seven churches of Revelation? There are early congregations. Those are early congregations like Coptic thoughts. Huh? Could you expound off that? You mean like basically I never thought of that, to be honest. Just like, I mean, and it's funny that you mentioned that because the furthest east, like we're a part of what people might call the Oriental Orthodox Church. Um, the Ethiopians, the Coptics, the Syrians, the Armenians, the Indians, um, and the Palestinians are included in that too. Anything that's further east, most people know about the Greek and Russian Orthodox Church, and they came, I would say, later, and they're more Western Orthodox type churches. We all have the same belief, but that's a whole nother story with them. Um, it's interesting that you say that, and I didn't think of that, but yeah, the Coptic Church definitely is the Egyptian church. Um, And no, I don't buy that whole thing that Coptic people are white. That's an American bullcrap thing, man. They made Egyptians white. Coptic people are a mix, and I don't believe that DNA stuff either when they're telling me, because all that stuff is very, how could I say it? People can make anything up. I don't trust that. White supremacists are known for it. It also refers to seven churches of Asia, probably Russia, and there's a lot of, I would say India too. Like I always say that the church that I go to, definitely we're in the Afro-Asiatic jurisdiction, and we are the most Africans. The Nubian church was also a part of us as well. So I guess when you want to count, it'd be cool if the Nubian church resurrected. There are still Nubian Christians, but it's not. I don't know. Like I can't say that it's just organized as much as it used to be, because the Nubians also the ones that took on Rome. Even though some people say some of their customs were kind of Roman, but they took on Rome. A lot of people don't realize black Christians didn't take crap from nobody, dude. Back in the day, all the Kendakes sent these people from Rome. Like, I mean, people call it a fictional story, but they had elephants basically waiting for their ass. Okay, I thought it was interesting how the religion spread from Africa to Asia. Well, it was an Afro-Asiatic religion, really. Like, I mean, I don't see Christianity as a white supremacist religion. The furthest over in Europe that it went, as far as orthodoxy goes, is Greece. People will use the term, well, it's a Greco-Roman religion and all that. Not really, because earlier on it was persecuted by Rome. Like a lot of Christians were thought of as atheists because we didn't believe in the same religion that Romans did. And the Afro-Asiatic church is still around. You can go to India and still see, Indian Christians that were down with like, St. Thomas Church. The Syriac church, I mean, technically it is an Asiatic church because of the jurisdiction, the so-called Middle East, that whole Suez Canal thing. If you want to say, a lot of that was Africa really too. Let me see. I asked because my mom got into the teachings of the Church of Philadelphia back in the day, which was one of the seventh. It's interesting, to be honest. I have to reread that again. Coming from a Protestant background, which I grew up in that, but we were more, some people might call us liberal Protestants. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't even say that. We're non-denominational Christians. like a lot of modern Christians. But we would always go over the book of Revelations. In Orthodoxy, it almost leaves it very much open. Some Orthodox churches don't even have the book of Revelations in the Bible. Ethiopian Orthodox Church not only has the book of Revelation, but we also have the book of Enoch and a bunch of other books that a lot of Christian Bibles should have. So I have to look at that through an Orthodox understanding and see how, just to study that again. I agree that everything began in Africa and then spread to different parts. From their teachings, it started to be translated differently. Yeah, and see, here's another thing. This is why the Nicene Creed happened, and I'm one of those people, and I might get a lot of feedback, a lot of backlash for this. I do not believe that that Christianity was created at the Nicene Creed. You have to understand this if you read about this. First of all, Constantine was sympathetic to Christians. Yeah, actually, Real Aaron Collins says the term Christian was actually the word of mockery started in Antioch. The Bible calls us believers. That's true. That's true. We're also called the way back then as well. Um, some of the Indian Christian they're known as Nazaras. Like basically that's a short way of saying Nazarenes or Nazareth. The Nazareth Christians. I'm in. I'm not into religion, but it's interesting when you study the origins. I think Christianity, because it's been really effed with in the West, has been very much misunderstood. I say my beliefs are an Eastern religion. Some people might have a problem with that, but Orthodox people are not from the West. We are not Western Christians. We come from the East, man. Like you know, how could I say this? Definitely, it's especially the Ethiopian church. Out of all Christian beliefs, it's definitely more Judaic, if anything, but not like in a sense of like on some false type stuff, at all. I mean, just like the way our tradition is, it's temple worship basically on a messianic type situation going on. Maybe even the title of the Supreme, maybe, I mean, even the title of the Supreme is named differently. Well, what do you mean by that? I'm sorry. I think even when you look at the Christian concept of like, if you guys ever not only just read the New Testament, I mean, it's obvious in the New Testament, especially in the epistles and gospels, but like, there's books like the Didache. The Didache, a lot of people don't know about unless you're an Eastern Christian like me. It's a different book that basically talks about things that Christians should do. It was actually written before the Gospels were even put together. It was basically Jesus's words, as a directions to early Christians, like what we should be doing, and just things that we should be practicing, and how we are not to be disrespectful to people either. All that stuff, man. What the title we call God. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. God's name was not God's name was not even like named. Some people would say Hashim. Hashim means the name out of respect to God. Um there's a term in Aramaic, a friend of mine, visiting an Aramaic church. We have a lot of the original languages that, you know, were spoken back then. And as a matter of fact, the language that my church usually prays in, we do all three: English, Amarenya, and Gez. Gez is an ancient language, basically, from what I understand, as a father of Syriac. So you got this African language that is a father of Hebrew, Arabic, and Aramaic, and all these Eastern languages. It's still prayed in the Ethiopian church to this day. Says a whole lot. Yep. The one of his names is I Am. And see, that's what got Jesus killed. A lot of people don't realize that. And it's the reason that, like, a lot of us, being a traditional Orthodox Christian, I have no problem with the term Trinity, even though it wasn't used back then. Jesus said before Abraham was, I am. And they knew what he meant by that. And they were like, that's blasphemy. Like they were going to kill him even then. That's why they killed him. You know? I am is, put it like this. From what I understand, the name of God, even the term Yahweh, was just sort of like a conjugation. You cannot say God's name really. And Yeshua was just, means God is salvation. So it was basically like, hey, this is God's saving arm, and I'm appearing to you as, I'm the Most High, but I'm the embodiment of the Most High in the flesh. Yeah, the title, like the term Hashim or I am, like those, it's like, it's kind of hard to, I have no, like, even like, I wish I could remember the term that my Aramaic friend used, Moreo. It's like almost like you're saying God's name, but you can't really say God's name because it's beyond us than ours, and his name is beyond words. And some people would say it was kind of like they would have to like not say anything because it was just so, God is beyond our human tongue and our human perception, to where they were just really, they didn't want to be disrespectful of his name. So Makim says Most High, Jehovah, Yahweh, etc. Yeah, those titles, you know, were definitely a description of God. And even the term Yahweh or Jehovah or Yah, it like those are more conjugations of that word, because it's actually a word that it's almost like you can't say God's name in that sense too. It's a trip. God is made up of three distinct persons. Yes, he is. And for all my Muslim friends, much love and respect to my Muslim friends, that's been kind of a misunderstanding because they think that we worship three gods and we don't. It's like basically all of us have a body, soul, and spirit, and it's one. It's Tawad, as we say, as even like my Muslim friends would say in Arabic, it's Tawad. God is one. God is one of three different characteristics, what we now call the Trinity, Besime'ab, Wawal, wa Minfas Kadus, Ahadu, Amlak, Amin. Glory be to the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God forever. Amen. Um, when you think of water, check this out, you guys. Water has three different characteristics. Water is a vapor. It can be a vapor. It could be a solid, and it could also be a liquid. And it's the same thing with air. Breath, links, heights, but it's still air. Same thing with God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Some people might think it's weird, but there's so many different triunal examples in one, like, I mean, I can go over that a lot. Laugh out loud. Your Muslim brothers are stuck in medieval times with their medieval faith. I'm like this. Not all Muslims believe the same thing. Obviously, I'm not a Muslim, and I'm just showing respect to them. I have Muslim followers. Not followers. They're not following me, but subs. I mean, out of respect to them, and I'm just showing them respect, man. I know we don't have the same beliefs, and who are you, by the way? Never seen you before. It's nothing to laugh at. We show each other respect here. And and also if you don't know any Muslims, you shouldn't say that, because a Sufi might be different than like a Shiite Muslim, or somebody that's into um sorry, the whole Quali. And I mean, I just hung out with a Sufi guy today, actually. They have their differences with the way that they believe. I am Yazi, and I know Muslims. That's cool. Where are you from? I'm just saying this out of respect. I try not to clown people from different religions, to be honest. Back in the day, whenever they brought it to me, I did though. But I try to stay away from that. What true Muslims are. Okay. Everything God does is in threes. Real Aaron Collins is saying. The world is land, sea, and air. Yep. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Man is body, soul, and spirit. Yep. 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 And God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That's right. That's right. Aaron knows what's up. Yeah, that's my point. People kind of they misunderstand that. We don't worship three different gods. It's almost like I said some other example of that too in another stream that I did, and I forgot what it was. Oh my gosh, I hate when I forget that. But yeah, man, when you're drinking water, or like I already gave the example of water, but yeah, yeah, man, it's a trip. It's a trip. Yet Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Many Christians reject the Holy Spirit. If any Christian rejects the Holy Spirit, they might as well not be Christians. That's silly. That's I don't understand why they do that. That's blasphemy, actually, if you really look at it. And like but even when I think it's just wrong, man. Like it's like this is the thing. I have a problem with Christians, and this is something that I have to actually just look in myself and get in my closet and pray and see what the Most High wants for me. And I know, I mean, I'm not perfect either, but I can't stand when you get certain Christians that are behind a political type situation, especially this whole Trumpism cult, or any kind of political situations. You can be political, nothing wrong with that. But if you're getting behind some conservative ideas that are hurting other people, that's not cool, dude. Like racism and all that stuff. Like, how could you? I got on somebody that I used to go to church with. I'm an Israelite. Okay, what kind of Israelite are you? Are you been on me? Are you like what kind of camp? Are you not from any camps or what? And I've encountered true evil face to face. Okay. Hmm. Sorry, you guys. Orange juice made me thirsty. I'm sorry to be such a bummer. Carry on. Nah, man, I'm asking. Or are you a woman or a man? Yazzie. Most of the Yazzies I know are chicks or women. You're not being a bummer. I mean, you're. I mean, if you're being disrespectful, I'll let you know. You kind of came in a little rough, but it's cool. You're cool. At least you're talking with us and you're not talking over us. And we hope we don't have the same situation with the particular character that I'm talking about. You know. But I'm curious, what Israelite camp do you belong to? And Cap, if you're still here, I got something to tell you. Speaking of Bob Marley, the most people don't know this about Bob Marley. Bob Marley actually was baptized into the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. If you look at his funeral, you'll see Archbishop Abuna Yasak. I actually did a video on him. Abuna Yasak, I meant to mention this earlier when Cap brought Bob Marley up. Abuna Yasak actually also baptized some friends of mine. He did a lot, man, like for like a lot of black American and black Caribbean people too. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. If you guys watch, if you look at Bob Marley's funeral, you'll see two people that you guys are gonna trip. I know one of them. The guy from Watts Prophets, father, he was a priest at one point. Andre, or he went by Amde or Amdesian or something like that. He goes by Father Amde or went by Father Amde, but he's Amde of Watts Prophets. He used to be in that group, but all he's doing the poetry. But Abuna Yasak, like that's a whole Ethiopian funeral. Like that was Bob was baptized, him and his whole family, um, into the Orthodox Church, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. A lot of Ras were into that at one point, you know. I don't know if Bunny was baptized. Funny thing is, I found out Lauren Hill was supposedly baptized into that as well. I don't know, but I know Bob was because and I know also the priest, one of the priests at my church actually is an American convert, and he was baptized by that same bishop, Abuna Yasak. Abuna Yasak, I wish I could have met him, man. Like, cause I know a bunch of people that knew him, not just the priest at my church, but also a whole family from New York. These Jamaican cats that were pretty much kind of almost, I would say they had a lot to, for me, even coming in the orthodoxy, they didn't even force nothing on me. It was just the way that they carried themselves, man. Really wise and really confident, and just like they're on point. These brothers and sisters were on point. I just went to see a baptism of one of their family members' babies, and it's just like so cool to meet a lot of those cats, man. Like, but they serve with Abuna Yasak in New York and all that. There's a whole story that people don't even know about with the Ethiopian church, especially when it comes to the Afro-American and Afro-Caribbean community. Now, I'll be honest, the church that I go to is more of an immigrant church, and that's a whole nother story too, but there's a few of us in there, like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff within the history, the black history of Christianity that really needs to be known, man. And I think, even though I have some disagreements with Brother Berean, he says certain things that stand out. But Home Team, I don't think Home Team's a Christian, but he's been the one YouTuber that has actually told a balanced story of black Christians. He's more of a historian. He talks about like Africa, period. Like, I mean, he talks about Mali. He talks about everything that has to do with Africa. If you guys never seen Home Team, you gotta freaking visit that channel. I'm gonna actually do a video on him. I have to. Um, but he talks about like a lot of African Christianity and stuff, you know, uncolonized stuff, like just. But yeah, like I can go on and on with that. Let me see. But yeah, look up Bob Marley. His baptism name is similar to mine. Well, the last name is similar, but his name is a bearer of light. Or no, I'm sorry, light of the Trinity, not bearer of light. Sorry about that. I got that wrong. It's not that. It's a Brehane Selassie. That's Bob Marley's baptismal name. It's light of the Trinity. And I have a Selassie name too. Not all of us get Selassie names. I have friends that like Gebra Jesus and Fikerta Mariam, all that stuff. They're all different names. So that's you know, um it's interesting, man. It really is. I'm a foreigner in that church. There's a neighborhood in LA called Little Ethiopia. Yep. I go there to have dinner sometimes, and Aaron, we should have dinner over there one time. I go to Mercado a lot. I'm always like, you know, picking on a few of the waitresses there. I know like maybe like a few of them. Um, yeah, I dig Mercado. I like Ethiopian food. I like African food, period, man. There's no African food that I've had that I don't like. I love Nigerian food, Senegalese food. Those are the three that I've had. But yeah, Little Ethiopia is dope, man. I go there sometimes, especially to Mercato. Man, shoot, y'all. But yeah, Malcolm and Cap, like Bob Marley, like that was his, a lot of people don't know that. If you could look up his funeral even on YouTube, you'll see the Ethiopian procession. It's a trip, man. I don't like funerals, but that was an interesting thing to watch. That's great to know, Cap says. Thanks. Thank you for listening. I might be flying into the LA area next spring. We need to schedule a meet and greet, and I still call SoCal home. I didn't know you were from SoCal, Malcolm. Wait, were you from San Diego or something like that? I think you told me that. Did you say that? Yes, we should do a meet and greet. That'd be awesome. I've only met one person, and she goes kind of anonymous on here, but we hung out a little bit, and she met you, Aaron. Hood mistress. That woman is one of the most intelligent people. She's cool people, man. I think she speaks like a lot of different languages too. I'm like, how on earth? Like, I speak pieces of language, man. Like, my Spanish is horrible. Oh wow, yep, Alhambra. But my family moved a lot, and we lived in Oceanside and Vista. Vista is far as hell. Alhambra is cool. It's almost Alhambra gives me this sort of like small towny sort of farming type. Even though I don't know why I get the farm vibe from Alhambra. Altadena too. Yeah, it'd be cool to meet both of you guys, man. Like, yeah, Malcolm, come to LA, man, so we could all chill. That'd be mad cool, man. Freaking Cap, where are you, man? I don't know why I think Cap is in LA. Or Cap, are you in Texas? Shoot, get brother Danubian out of Arizona. Where is that guy? I was thinking about him today. I hope he's okay, man. More Asians there compared to when I grew up in the 80s. Is that kind of near like Monrovia? Not Monrovia. Monterey Park. I know it's kind of on the eastern side of LA, but there's a lot of like Chinese people in Monterey Park specifically. Lots. Where are you now, Audio? I'm in Gardena. I'm in freaking Gardena, man. I drove all the way over to this little Tokyo market and got these cheap rolls, dude. Malcolm, I enjoy Oceanside when I started at Camp Pendleton. That's right. I forgot that I was over there, like kind of near San Diego. I mean, Camp Pendleton. Real Ellen Collins says, "Yeah, Alhambra is in the San Gabriel Valleys." Yeah, it's hella Chinese. There's a lot of Chinese out there. Lots of, it's mostly predominantly from what I see, Chinese and people of Mexican descent as well. Man, Texas. There's somebody else that's in Texas too, and I forgot who it was. I know brother the Nubians in Arizona. It gets hot over there, man. Yep, San Marino and Pasadena. Yep. Yeah, I'm curious about the history of a lot of Chinese immigrants over there, I like when I find out about the history of like where people, how they ended up where they are. Like even Gardena is strange too, thinking about that. Gardena is like at one point had a huge black and Japanese population. Like from what I understand, it was just both of that. Of course, there's a Mexican descent and white people here too, but for some reason it stood out because of the Japanese and black populations. If y'all from Gardena, anybody from Gardena, correct me if I'm wrong, but I swore I heard that, and I seen black and Japanese people here back in the day too. Still love Pasadena. My grandma lives there, lived there. Yeah, Pasadena's cool. I get lost over there. I used to hate when I did Uber. I'd get lost like an MF over there. Aaron Collins, are you still in Little Tokyo now? Because I can meet up with you now. Just to ride, a quick ride on the metro. Actually, I'm not in Little Tokyo. I'm in Gardena. They have a Tokyo market here. I like Little Tokyo though too. When I used to go there back in the day and hang out. I remember I used to go to this bar and there was an older Japanese lady. She was cool, man. She was like, we'd just be shooting the breeze. I speak a little bit of Japanese. It's horrible, but she thought it was impressive. I'm like, man, thank you. I hope. Um, got like a beer and just like chilled over there, having a Snoopy moment. You know how Snoopy used to go into the bar and got a root beer? That stuff was funny. Corona was cool too. Man, Cap, Corona is far from me, man. I'm just like, and in the summer, Corona got me though, man. Like it was just too hot, man. But nah, Aaron Collins, like I'm in Gardena, like I'm just by a Tokyo market because there's still, I guess you can say, a relatively um population of Japanese cats out here. When I first moved to LA 5 years ago, the first area I lived in was South Pasadena. South Pass has a lot of art stuff going on, right? One of my old bosses from the library, she grew up there. She grew up in South Pass, and she would always brag about it. And I finally went out to check it out. I'm like, wow, this is a pretty hip spot, man. South Pass, man. Only reason I live up north is the coast. Rent in Cali, rent. Rent's too high in Cali. Yeah, man. It's hard, man. Like, especially something's got to give, man. And it's like they want Cali to be this freaking rich, like, just for rich cats, man. And it's just sweeping people under the rug. That's not cool. People are having a hard time, like living here, you know. I don't even want to imagine how it is in New York. You got that one Puerto Rican chick, uh, that mayor, the socialist mayor, that's having a hard time finding. I read some article like she was having a hard time finding like rent, and some other politician was living in his office. You're going mad if like freaking like you don't see that junk, man. Mad cap. Here's a weird question for all y'all. Do you guys have brothers and sisters? Do you have siblings? And how many do you have? Cap says, that's why I brought my ass back to Texas after 6 months in California. Man, I don't know how y'all deal with Texas weather though, homie. Like, the Texas weather can be freaking hot as I don't know what in the summer, man. When I used to tour with this one band, dude, like we would drive through freaking Texas, barely even using air conditioner, man. That stuff was a trip, man. That was a feat right there. In my young days of my 20s and all that, I'm like, oh man, that's mad. Two brothers, Malcolm says, I'm the youngest. Ha ha ha, baby. Oh, you're the baby, or you got picked on, huh? It's either you were babied or spoiled, or you got picked on, or both. Especially if you had two brothers. I'm an older brother. I didn't really pick on my brother much, though. We were cool. Sometimes his friends would like be throwing. I remember they chased me and like a bunch of my friends down the street throwing lemons at us. Bad kids. I used to, real Aaron Collins says, I used to live in Texas, audio. In fact, I moved there. I moved here from Texas, and I lived in Dallas for 15 years. Is Dallas pretty cool? Was Dallas the place that, or was it Austin? I think it was Austin that has all the cool spots. Because we played like South by Southwest. I forget which one it was. I think it was Austin, though. That was pretty nice. But man, I can't do the Texas weather, y'all. It's too damn hot, man. Like, too freaking hot. Oh, I knew it. Markham says, hello. No, my mom spoiled me. Oh, mama's girl. I'm just kidding. Man, me and my older sister got more crap than like my little sister and my little brother. We're four. Cap says, everywhere I've been to in this world was hot. Heat doesn't phase me much. Man, Cap, you gotta tell me because I know you're in the army, and I'm sure you probably travel on your own. You gotta tell us where you've been, man. A lot of Red Lobster's lunch with mama. Check you out. That's dope. Dallas is nice. Austin is weird, but hipster. Yeah, yeah, because they have all the artsy cats. Man, freaking hipsters, dude. Oh Lord, hipsters are a trip, man. I mean, it's weird that that word got recycled from an old beat generation kind of generation that were kind of like them, even though the older hipsters were more philosophical and they seemed a little bit different than a lot of these newer bratty ass hipsters. Like I shouldn't say that about all hipsters, but man, I'm 40 minutes from Austin. Yeah, I heard I've been to Austin a few times. I always get Austin and Dallas mixed up. No, Marines. Oh, whoa, straight up Marines, man. You got to tell us where you've been, man. That's pretty cool. That is a trip. Yeah, man, my parents are cool too, man. Like, I mean, I think I was the weirdest child out of all the kids. So, man, like both my older sister and younger brother are definitely like mellow. My younger sister is pretty chill, but she's a trip, man. She cracks me up, man. She's something else. But I'm the mad person. I'm the mad wild like card in the family, like just weirdo your sibling. Dallas is known for Kennedy. Ooh, damn! I forgot that's where that happened. Known for the Kennedy assassination and the grassy knoll in August is known for. I'm sorry. Austin is known for the bell tower. Oh, damn! That happened in Austin. That 1961 incident. Ooh, damn! That's some crazy stuff. Yeah, that was a really messed up situation, dude. That was really crazy. Shoot. Yeah, that was messed up, dude. Like I could not. That I think that's probably that was a that and that Brenda Spencer situation was probably the first thing that happened like that. You think, aside from all the attacks on us, but just for like a lot of Caucasian America, that was crazy, dude. What was the whole thing with D Whip? Did they kill him? I forgot. I just remember I read little about that. Or did they take him alive? Cap says, yeah, Aaron Collins, right. Cap says, I have four siblings. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest male child. Oh, my sister, I look up to my sister. She's cool people, man. She's a hard worker, man, and just a really go-getter. I'm the only cat in the family though that don't have a freaking degree or certificate in anything. I fell into what I'm doing. But I'm cool. They recently made another film. So that's when it happened, 11/22/63. Dang. Are you talking about the Kennedy thing or the D Whitman thing, the bell tower thing? That's a trip, man. Like that. When you think about all those crazy things that happen like that, oh, yeah, it's so weird with that whole case, like it's like, okay, who actually killed him? Like I remember reading Behold the Pale Horse, and they're saying a guy in the car killed him. I don't know who. Malcolm says I'm tired of it personally. Yeah, it's just like all this conspiracy conjecture almost. I don't even know what to think about that anymore. It was crazy, dude. I don't know who did it. Whoever did it should be brought to justice. I don't know why. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's the same thing about what happened with King too. I don't actually know if James L. Ray did that. I've heard that he didn't do it. I heard it was a CIA operative that did that junk. And of course he didn't go to jail. Not CIA, FBI, my bad. All this stuff is crazy, man. It's like how do you just play around with people's lives like that, dude? People not going to jail for doing stuff, man. I hate that. You kill someone like that, you're supposed to serve justice, dude. No assassinations is carried out by one man. Sorry, guys. Yeah, even the whole thing with Malcolm is fishy. That was crazy, and I've seen things on that too where they said that the guy that killed him served time, got out, and he's some kind of security guard. That's weird. How do you get out? Like how do you not serve time for that? I mean, like, or barely serve time for that? They never put anyone in jail for killing Fred Hampton. I mean, it's so many people, dude. So many crazy stuff, man. And cats don't, justice is not served in that regard. Man, that's some heavy stuff, man. Whew. Yeah, it's sad stuff, man. Speaking of like shootings and all that, like just even it's funny. I was thinking about like some of the first school shootings, like you mentioned that, but look at a Brenda Spencer, man. Like it's funny. I don't know if they did the mental thing with her. Do you guys know about that case? Did they ever do the mental thing with Brenda Spencer? The sniper was killed by a guy named Ruby. Oh, okay. Wow. That was crazy, dude. That man, that must have been a mad situation. In Waco is known for David Koresh, yep, and the Branch Davidians. I mean, in fact, Waco, Waco had a deadly biker war a few years ago involving Hell's Angels. Yeah, that's the one where they're all like at that bar, right? Did anyone even go to jail for that? Didn't someone get killed too? Oh, Jack Ruby. Didn't Jack Ruby write any books? I don't know why that name sounds familiar. Yeah, I remember that biker incident. Wasn't it them and the Mongols? I know they don't get along with them supposedly. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh wow, it's a restaurant? Wow. That's mad. You know what? I'm thinking of the Las Vegas incident with the Hell's Angels. That was a bar. That's crazy. A restaurant? That's messed up. Families are all there and they see a bunch of dudes with like freaking rockers on and like looking all crazy and stuff and you know and acting crazy. That's mad. Cap says, "Real Aaron Collins, I was in Waco a few months ago. We visited both areas. Wow. What's there though, Cap? I'm curious. Like, like what's in those areas now? Is it just like a landmark for that incident, or is it just like like just a clear area? Like, I'm curious about that. That was an interesting thing, man. Like, I saw some kind of documentary on that. David Koresh, man. Man. I don't know how I ended up studying into like about cults and stuff too. Just Googled it. It was a fight between the Banditos, the Cossacks, and allies. It took place at Twin Peaks restaurant. All of the name, all names. That's crazy, man. I feel sorry for the kids that were there. The cops handled the Waco shooting so leisurely. Yeah, some people say that they did the same thing, like they did to move. What do you guys think about that? Both situations were kind of jacked up, to be honest. I don't know what the heck was going on. I mean, I've seen that's just crazy stuff, man. They bomb moved though, like really bad. Real Aaron Collins says it was between a couple of Hell's Angels puppet clubs. I think, and I think the Banditos who are mortal enemies of Hell's Angels. Yeah, man, that's some riffing. Yeah, it's. I remember like seeing Hell's Angels when I was a little kid back in the '70s. That's when they were down here in California, and I think a lot of them stopped being in California like in the '80s because I think it was between him and them and the Mongols. I found out this stuff later on. I don't know everything. That's what I've read, but I remember seeing a bunch of like what I thought were Hell's Angels back in the day. Like, no, I think most of them are in Northern California. I agree, Cap. They didn't do too. They didn't do too much about that. Markham says they got some real Sons of Anarchy happening. Yeah, shoot, biker gangs get down. The outlaw one percenters. Yeah, man. If you ride a bike, man, shoot. Some people think that I'm a biker because I have a vest. I'm surprised I don't have it on right now. And of course, I got a long beard. I get the Muslim. I get the biker. I get all kinds of stuff. Hippie. I'm not a hippie. Definitely not a hippie. It's because it's mostly white. The were city officials in a group like cops, firemen, and EMTs. What a trip! It's like they're a part of that gang, man. That's a yeah, man. It's funny, like how could you do that in a restaurant though, man? You got kids, you got people out on the town trying to chill, and y'all is knuckling it up in there. Like didn't someone get shot? I don't know if I'm comparing that to that Las Vegas information. Thing. The Mongols and Hell's Angels had a majority bloody and famous battle in 2000 and '02 at the Haras Casino. Yeah, that's the one that I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one that I'm talking about. Yeah, that was. And I heard it was supposed to be like, I guess maybe some kind of like a truce up to where they wouldn't bother each other. But I don't know. I think I saw that on Gangland of all things. You gotta be careful with stuff like Gangland, though, man. I don't know. I crashed two. Oops. Cat says I crashed two bikes, but will be more careful on my third bike. Man, you seem like a biker, man. You look like one. See, it's funny. Certain people have that vibe. People think that I've never even ridden a motorcycle except on the back of one. But yeah, Cap has that biker thing going on, man. Like I see brothers. There's a book on black biker gangs, but some of the oldest ones here. And I should probably do a video on that too, because there's a brother by the name of Sugar Bear or something like that makes bikes. He used to be actually out here in Gardena where I am right now, and I think he moved up north. But there's a few of the my friends a part of I think he's a part of Brothers of the Sun. I think he's a part of that. And then there's the Chosen Few. There's some of the oldest black biker gangs that are out here. They're more clubs. I won't call them gangs because they're not one percenters. But there was the Black Dragons. From what I understand, a friend of mine told me they used to hang out with the Hells Angels. They're a black biker gang back in the 60s and 70s, I think. Mostly, I think they were 70s. Let's see. Cat says, "Oh yeah, there were deaths in the Waco shootout. Man, crazy stuff, man." Real Aaron Collins says, "Yeah, the Mongols rule the Southern California. Hell's Angels found are found more in Northern Cali." Yeah, that's crazy, man. I met Real Collins. Real Aaron Collins says I met some Mongols in Carson. Wow. Do they have a chapter down there? I'm curious. I know that they're out here. I've seen a few, very few, but I've seen them. Malcolm says I heard of one or two black biker gangs. I don't see them up here where I live. Yeah, a lot of them are in LA. I've seen their clubhouses too. Like there's one clubhouse. I think the Brothers of the Sun may even they're off of Figueroa, like kind of off of Figueroa. I've seen that like when I used to drive Uber and stuff. Like Figueroa is crazy in South Central LA, but they had a clubhouse there, and there was one clubhouse that I saw, which I think it's the Chosen Few, bro. Man, I always get the location mixed up. They have a clubhouse off of Long Beach Boulevard in Compton, but those are the two prevalent biker gangs that have been around. Black biker groups or clubs that have been around for a while. Let's see. Real Brother Radio, please, if you come in peace, man, we're just trying to lounge in here, dude. We're talking like just shooting the breeze, man. Please, let's not troll, homie. Seriously, dude. On the real. So yeah, if you're cool to chill, I'm down. A group of former Marines tried to recruit me. Which club though, Cap? Malcolm says, "Oh Lord." Real Aaron Collins says the founder, the Hells Angel founder, Sonny Barger, is friends with me. Sorry, friends with the presidents of the East Bay Dragons, which is a black. Yeah, that's the one that I was talking about. Cause my homeboy, he's a tattoo artist, and I think he knew some people that were with the East Bay Dragons. The East Bay Dragons, they've been around for a while. That's the Black Motorcycle Club. Yeah, that's the one. I call them the Black Dragons, but no, it's the East Bay Dragons. The Black Dragons actually is an Antifa organization from from France. They were all black skinheads and punk rockers, and they used to fight and beat the hell out of these Nazis. But that's to the Black Dragons. But yes, the East Bay Dragons. Thank you, man. I'm glad you mentioned that because I was like, man, I thought I had something wrong. Cap says black bikers are big here in Texas. Wow. I'm curious, man, like how many clubs, it's I always salute any black biker that I see. I always give them the fist, Like I just think it's cool. One of my friends, my dad's friend was a part of a club too. I forget which one, and his son is a part of one now. They still do like a lot of charity events and stuff. Hey, hey, audio. I think I know Sugar Bear also. What's up with Sugar Bear? Why did he move? He was in Gardena for a long time. My friend Anthony, I think he went to go visit him. One of my favorite, my fellow um, bass player cats from he's from Kansas, but when he came out here, he wanted to visit Sugar Bear. What happened? Why did he move, man? There's a whole. I'm gonna have to do a video on that. Let me see. Hey Malcolm, do you ever watch Sons of Anarchy in the Mayans Motorcycle Club? Dude, Sin Dog is on Sons of Anarchy, right? Sin Reyes. Malcolm says, I would think that Texas would be the last state where black biker gangs are big. Yeah, that's a trip that Cap said that. That's amazing. Double Dog Group. Double Dog is the Marines mascot. Huh. So they're the original. It's funny. The original bikers, weren't they military too? Like I mean, black and white bikers, they were both military to begin with. So with the Devil Dog Group, they're like a military. I mean, they're from the military, but they're all bikers now. I'm curious about that, Cap. That's interesting. That I was actually questioning. Sorry. Malcolm says that was a good show, Aaron. Is it still on? I don't even. I've heard of that show. Real Aaron Collins says, I'm actually doing research on black bikers for a documentary I want to do. I'm gonna have to send you something, Aaron, because there's some videos if you haven't seen them already. Sugar Bear's in one of them, and then there's the other brother that did the Easy Rider bikes. Those guys could not even get credit for that movie. Talk about a effed up situation, dude. They didn't get credit for their movie because they were black, and they were designing some um long extended choppers, man. Some really, I mean, choppers that cats probably didn't even do then. They did a lot of those choppers for Easy Rider. Sugar Bear and the one older brother. I can't. How could I forget this brother's name, man? I forgot his name. It's kicking me, man. I might even do a little short video on that. But yeah, please do that documentary, man. Cap says, Malcolm, they're not the shoot 'em up type groups. There might be a few though. That's like Brothers of the Sun and also Chosen Few. They don't. I don't see them as like an outlaw gang. At least from what I know. At least not now. I saw some group when I was in Watts the last time over, like near where my friend lives. They had a club over there, like a bunch of black bikers. I was like, yeah. I was saluting those brothers too. I'm like, man, they're over like kind of almost like near the Nickersons almost, but like in the interior of Watts, you know. I don't even know what club that was, but man, I should have said what's up. Um, what was it? Rear Aaron Collins says, if we're talking about the same Suge audio, I don't know where I didn't know he moved. Yeah, he's not in Gardena no more. Cause I wanted to find that shop just to say what's up to him, you know? I wanted to meet him, you know, like I'd like to know where he is now, you know? Like I heard someone told me he moved up north. So I'm curious, like where he is. Cap says that's probably the Hell Angels with the former military. Huh. Yeah, I know they were. I was just curious because you ever see if you guys never seen this, a black exploitation movie called Black Six. They had Mean Joe Green and like a bunch of other cats in there as bikers, and these guys were all militaries. You know, they were from like I guess this was in the early '70s, the Vietnam War, and they came back and basically like were just kind of rolling, and then they got into it with this white sort of racist biker gang. Um, if you guys have never seen the movie Black Six, check that out. It's a dope movie about black bikers. It's sorry, more of what would you call it? Black exploitation film, but it's not like it's not goofy. It's got you gotta just check it out. It's a trip, man. Man, y'all make me want to get a bike. Cap, do you like the extended frame Harleys? What is your favorite bike? I'm curious. Man. So do you like Harleys? Do you like Indians? What's the other ones? Triumphs? I'm curious. Yeah, Aaron, you got to do that. You got to do that documentary, man. That'd be sick. If you can get a hold of that one, man, there's one. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember that brother's name. My friend Calvin Chaos knows about that too. I wish he was on the stream. You guys need to meet him. Sometimes he shows up. But Calvin, he had some book I think about black bikers as well. Calvin's like an old punk rocker. He's around my age. He's actually younger than me though. He's an OG. Cap says I couldn't afford Harley, so I bought Honda and added allowed pipes. Oh shoot. Heck yeah, man. Shoot, you rocking it though, man. That's the whole point. That's amazing. Yeah, I admire cats that rock that, man. It's just amazing. Shoot. I saw some cat, man. I'm like, okay, here's a question. You guys gonna laugh at this. How come all the bikers have these tall chicks, man, like riding on the back of their bike? Like, and it's any biker that I've ever seen, dude. I don't think I've maybe once or a few times where I've seen where the chick's not taller than the dude that's like riding, with him. I don't get that. That's hilarious. Real Aaron Collins says, Real Aaron Collins, sorry, says, I love Harleys. Harleys are on point too, man. I digs that. When I learn to ride, that's what I want. People always, people thought it was Harleys. Man, I dig that extended frame, man. Like that cats be rocking on some of these choppers, man. It's a trip to see. I remember when I was a little kid seeing that, it would trip me out. Like, man, that's a trip, you know? Mad cap. A lot of the bikers here in LA, a lot of these young cats, you'll see them and they'll be riding and they'll be playing like oldies. Like seriously, like a lot of the old school cats, like they'll be playing like the dramatics and the shy lights and all that. It's a trip. They be blasting it too, man. I'm like, you go. It's pretty dope. I'd probably be playing some Hendrix and early Funkadelic and some Bad Brains or something like that. Man. Real Aaron Collins says there's a black female YouTuber named Tria Logic that rides Harley. That's probably the only thing cool about her. I know who she is. She's crazy. Why is she so fucking anti-black, man? Like, have you guys had her on any of your streams, like you or O'Shea or any of those cats? She's she's really disturbing to me, man. Isn't she a dominatrix too? I know she's a former cop. Yep, Tria Logic is weird. I tried not to curse you guys. I tried not. That woman's nuts, dude. I I swear I think it was her that got my Black History playlist like like taken off. Oh man, she's a female version of ABL and even worse, man. She's like on some like on some like anti-black male type shit. Like seriously, like that whole white zaddy type thing. Like she's really into some really bad stuff, dude. I didn't know she rode. That'd be interesting. Chicks that ride are kind of, man. I don't want to. I'll put it like this: if she didn't think the way that she thought about black men, I'd be like, she's a fine looking chick, dude. But I have a problem with that woman, dude. Like, she's really disturbing. Kat says, I wouldn't let my girlfriend ride with me because I had that fucking combat veteran mindset after drinks. Yikes. Man. I should post a picture of me when I finish this live stream. Now, this is my friend's motorcycle. My friend Robert Shoji, he's a filmmaker. Actually, like he's kind of helping me with some music stuff too. And I did a voiceover for one of his films. But he has a bike, and I took a picture on it with his leather and with my fist up. You guys, I probably might put that on the cover of this just because as a tribute to you and you, Cap, and Aaron, just to do it. Oh, what's up, Jonas? What's up, man? I think you would have loved what we were talking about earlier, man. We're talking about like Bob Marley and the Tawahedo Ethiopian Orthodox Church too. What's up, man? It's been a while, brother Jonas Rastafari. Hey, Ras. Cat says, but I've changed now. I don't do hard liquor or beer anymore. That's cool. That's real cool, man. Shoot. I lost some people to that stuff, man. Even though I occasionally drink, like I'm surprised I didn't have, well, I didn't get a chance to. I was gonna have one for Jimi Hendrix's birthday yesterday, but At least the ginger beer is not alcoholic, but I thought about having something a little bit harder for that, even though, I barely drink myself. Man, Jonas, thanks for dropping by, man. Jonas has got a roll. Me while I listen. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, man. Yes, I. Yes, I. Peace to you, brethren. Yes, I. Are you out and about right now, audio? No, I'm just parked in a parking lot in Gardena, bro. Like, trying to wait out. It's kind of raining over here, dude. Yeah, I'm just in Gardena. Freaking Gardena, dude. My cousin, I don't know where my cousin lives out here. He lives out here, but I don't know where. I should move out here too. Yeah, I'm just here in Gardena, man. Chilling in this car. Cap says, I just do my wine. Yep. I digs the wine too, man. I like honey wine a lot. The Ethiopian wine's on point. I get this Korean wine sometimes, but the last time I got lit like MF, man, I got jacked. Me and the homie, like, even I think I had it after that, but one time we were just chilling and we didn't have enough money, so we just bought like I bought this little bottle of Korean liquor and he bought some kind of like whiskey. It was like all little bottles, but man, we got lit. Like I didn't even like I was laughing at these fools too. We're all laughing at each other. This is like a few years ago. Of course, we didn't drive until much later, but yeah, I definitely don't drink and drive. But yeah, real Aaron Collins says, because I was thinking of if you wanted to meet up in LA. Huh. Yeah, I'm kind of far from LA. That's the thing, man. Like I'm more still like kind of near um like Gardena, Carson, Long Beach, insane. Where are you at? Like where are you at in LA? I'm driving Long Beach. Insane. Wine is the best. Sometimes you don't know if like wine don't sneak up on you. There's some stuff that's like hella smooth. My mom doesn't like any of like the sweet stuff. She likes the stuff that like, her and my aunt occasionally they'll be chilling, and they'll be sipping the glasses and stuff. But they don't like sweet stuff. They like the real dry stuff. That stuff will kick you in the head, dude. Like before you know, you're just like kind of chilling, and then you're just like, whoa, damn, like kind of lit. Yes, sir, brother. Ionis Rastafari, I and I is all. That's right. Yes, I and I. March him down, Babylon. Yes, I. Yeah, there's a lot of things that wine does for your blood too. A lot of people don't know that, People don't realize that. Madcap. That's cool. I don't smoke. I mean, hookah, but that's not really smoking. I'd probably drink more soda than I do alcohol, which is still not good. But occasionally I get my drink on, like a little bit of alcohol here and there. Not a lot. Put it like this, like I have a fireball that I opened up 2 months ago that I still like only drank a few sips and I still have it. Insane, insane. Hold on, y'all. Commercial break.
Okay, skaboom doo boom dabba doo did dance. time we say goodbye, I die a little. Every time we say goodbye, I wonder.
Commercial break. My friend's name is Alicia. I don't know where Alicia is. Yeah, man, I have to put you guys on that jazz commercial break. Have to take care of something real quick. What the heck? Okay, cool. Mad freaking cap. I should start calling this the audio lounge. It seems like everybody's chill here. I have a question, y'all. So what favorite I see you guys on oh, what was it? I gotta read this one too. Let's see. Wine hits wine hits me like a blunt. I can't take it. I can't wait till Texas legalizes the herbs. It's funny, I don't smoke, but I don't think that stuff should be illegal at all, man. Like, if they got alcohol that's legal, they need to legalize that. I don't even smoke weed, and I'm saying that. Never have. A lot of my homies do. I got Rasta homies and just cats that are just regular stoners. Like, Ionis Rastafari said, wines drinking is beneficial for health. I recommend it. Peter Tosh, Cap says, Peter Tosh says, legalize it. Don't criticize it. Legalize it. Rest in peace, Peter Tosh. That was crazy what happened to that homie, man. I remember that when I was a kid. Ionis Rastafari. I is all. Indeed, brother. That's right. Love jazz. Yeah, I put that jazz on for y'all, man, when I take my little commercial breaks. Yes, jazz is the bomb. Yes. I was talking to this one cat, that Sufi cat that I was telling y'all about earlier, and we are talking about jazz. And he was talking about oh, sorry, I'd rather be her than those super channel rather than those super channels, bro. Much peaceful and topic friendly. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been on some, I listen in on what I have to say, you know. But thank you, man. But yeah, I was telling him because he likes a lot of this cool jazz stuff and like a lot of the third stream, sort of 50s type stuff. But he couldn't get into bop, and I'm like, man, I love bop. Bop is my favorite. Hard bop even more so because it's more aggressive, and free jazz is just like an. Man, I'm sorry, y'all. It's just crazy. This thing be cutting out sometimes. But yeah, man, like what was I talking about? Oh, I dig hard bop and I like a lot of free jazz stuff, man. Like I like a lot of just like people might call it noise, but I dig that stuff, man. Yeah, it's just sometimes like my phone is a trip. Like cats will be flying over and shit, like in like the freaking bus and all that junk, and they'll be tripping, man. Like my phone starts freaking out. And it shut off, and then like I had to shut it back on. I'm like, yo, what the heck, man? I'm glad that I didn't lose my stream though, like brother don't want to lose his stream. Insane. So Aaron, where are you at in LA? Like where do you, I know you live in Hollywood, but that's mad. That's totally mad, man. Totally mad. And it's kind of, I don't know, like it's kind of weird because it seems like it's raining, but it's not really raining. I don't know what's going on here. At least where I am in the city of Gardena. Yeah, they need to. Now, see, it's one thing they they'll legalize like marijuana and stuff, but it's, like out here in LA, like it's almost like, is it really legalized? Because some people are still going to jail for that junk, from what some people have told me. I don't know what's going on. They should just legalize it, period. Make it less crazy and leave it alone. Let people grow their own stuff and make money off of it. Instead of going to some freaking crazy situation that they put this supposed weed under some like synthetic type stuff, and people are just going nuts now with that stuff, you know. Freaking Jeff BS with his freaking reefer madness fantasies. Even though that fool's out, but still it was just ridiculous. Malcolm says most people have more relaxed on recreational drugs. Yeah, I have my own energy, man. I get mad like hype off of energy and stuff, man. Man, you're off of Wilshire right now, bro, Aaron. That's a trip. Yeah, Koreatown's cool. I go to this one Korean spot. It's like 24 hours. Like, what is that spot? I don't know why I'm forgetting stuff, man. What the heck? What is it off of Olympic and I think Vermont? Was it Vermont? It's pretty cool. Cap says, y'all might need that rain if that fire is still burning. Man, I didn't know that fire was still burning. We need rain, period, man. I think Texas has had more rain than we have. We need rain a lot. Maka says, in relation to legalization. Yeah, I mean, they are, and it's weird. It's like a weird double-edged sword sometimes, though. Like, I think they should just let people. I don't know what. I think they're just trying to regulate it now. Like just any street person cannot sell it. You know, um, I don't know. It's funny. Like I've never done that. I've never sold it, obviously. But like I think like that. If it's not something crazy, if it's natural, they should just let it be. Of course, man. Ionis marijuana is the easiest way to use to lock up blacks. Yep, they people have done it, even after the fact of like it being legal. Like I've heard people have they've gotten in for that. That's just not fair. I don't think that should even happen. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. Cap says herbs help remain cool, helps remain cool around idiots and helps playing Bob Marley cover songs. Hey, that's pretty dope. No pun intended. Like, obviously that is not dope, but yeah. Um, no, that's cool, man. Some people I think probably need that just to kind of calm them down. I had a friend that told me that he had some kind of jump leg situation where, he that's why he did it. Some people use it for pain too. Hey, I like dealing with different herbalist type stuff, like I would like to be better at it. I mix like certain herbs. I used to do that. Certain herbs, like you got to be really careful, like golden seal. You don't want to put too much of that on anything. That stuff you can die from like having like a little too much of golden seal. If you do that, you just might as well have a pinch of that stuff. I almost found out the hard way with that one. My heart started speeding up, you know. But golden seal will kill whatever thing is in there. You just got to make sure you're cool with it. I have some black walnut too. I forgot to put that in some of my food. Some good stuff. Wow. Yeah. See, you guys know for sure, like Cap and Jonas, like what that does. Like just especially if you need to relax. Yeah. What do you guys think of CBD oil? Is that real or is it cool? Is it hemp oil or like what is that on point? What a trip. We're all, this is on some Jetsons type stuff because we're all in different places talking to each other at the same time. We should all do a hangout, man. I don't know how to set, I get confused like with some of this YouTube stuff, maybe because I'm mostly on my phone. I'm always on my phone. Like, I want to be setting up a hangout, but I don't know how to do that junk, like, it's just kind of hard. And then, like, even when I did this, I think the icon of the time to do the live stream, like for some reason. Jonas, thinking the same thing? Like which same thing, man? I'm sorry. I don't know because I quit smoking it all over any shit. Now they're trying to make it illegal to talk about Israel. No, I'm gonna talk about Israel, dude. Any sense? Anything about people being oppressed by these cats? No, I'm not saying, oh, all. I don't have this whole thing where, oh, like I'm not talking against anybody. Hey, come on, man. These cats like are. Malcolm, I had a question and all of you guys, but I met Malcolm actually through the Zach Hing situation. One thing that I didn't know about that, I didn't know O'Shea had him on his show. Did you see that? And what did you think about it? I'm curious. It's almost like he was downplaying his little fire situation on his original video, too. Hope I'm not buffering no more, y'all. Oh, so sorry. Did you see that? Remember how like I met you through that Zach Hing video that I did? Did you see that that live stream that O'Shea had with him on there? Did you see that live stream with O'Shea had Zach Hing on there? If you did. I heard of you through Infoman, and yes, I did hear that interview. Dreadful. I want to know why you think that, just especially like, because I kind of had issues with that too, and it's almost like he kind of was downplaying all the gusto that he did in the video, and to some degree, I think O'Shea went. I mean, he said some things that kind of called him out, but he was like, I felt that he was kind of trying to like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being biased, was a little bit light to him. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know. Cap says, I don't know who he is. Cap, you don't want to know who this cat is. I did a video on him. You probably have some words, the same words that I did. My video was full of profanity and just insulting the hell out of this dude because of him shit talking us as black people with the same dumb fucked news like narrative that everybody else has. We paying and spilling the truth audio. You buffing here. Man, can you guys hear me? It's this, I don't know, like certain things be flying over and they be like effing with my stuff. Sorry, Zach Hing is a punk. Keep it 100. Yeah, he didn't seem like he was shit talking as much as he was in that video. And I don't know why, like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because both of them are conservatives, but nah, dude, you know what the fuck you said in the video. Talking about black women out of wedlock and all that stuff. Don't talk about shit like that you don't know. Malcolm says O'Shea will have anyone on. He wouldn't have me on there. I don't think he would have me on there. I always said he got mad at me for asking a simple question. I don't know if he, I mean, because he has like mostly people that have like a large following. Malcolm says you're good now. I don't know who he is either. Oh boy, real Aaron Collins. You don't. I would just suggest that you watch his video because if you see mine, it's gonna give you more of a bias. I'd rather you just you have it straight from the horse's mouth or from the horse's ass and his. I'm just going off. I'm totally just like I'm not being a humble Christian in that regard on that video. I'm going in on him, dude. Like I'm using all kinds of freaking profanity and laughing. I'm not praising what I did. I was angry though when I saw that. He pissed me off, and I thought it was probably, you know, if his job was to do that, yeah, he did it. Call me triggered on that. Yeah, I was throwing shots at his ass from my mouth, and I hope he saw it. I've only been on O'Shea's platform a few times. No, I think I've seen you on there, Aaron, and that's so cool. Every time I see you on anyone's platform, man, it's cool, man. Like, cause you always are really peaceful and you're upfront about everything, man. Ionis Rastafari says a lot of those channels are already pre-programmed to what they're gonna talk about and who they're gonna talk about. They've they've refused realism. I'm curious why you say that. I dig Nyla's a lot, and I still drop into O'Shea's occasionally, but so maybe because he got mad at me for like licking a shot on like freaking ABL too, because I just anyone that supports some kind of alt-right BS, I'm just like I'm not having that crap, dude. I'm gonna clown your ass, you know? Malcolm says during the Reconstruction era, you had tons of Chinese men come over here and work on the railroads. They had to leave their women behind. And Zach Hing is talking about black single moms. Oh, not to sound racially bigoted. What about a lot of the Chinese people that went to Africa and left their wives over there too? You know? And you're talking about Asian, there's also a thing too, and I'm not saying this about all Asian people because I know some Asian writers as well. You go over, I mean, like the whole thing with the Japanese and how they went over to parts of Africa as well. Not only like left, I mean, not only impregnated these women, they killed these women. That was crazy. I have to find that because I remember like seeing something on that. You know, so he can't talk about shit like that. You know, that's just wrong, dude. Malcolm says people like him don't know their people's history. Yeah, it's just like, and then I mean, everybody's come here, and I'm quoting this dude Andrew Hacker said the same thing. He said the same thing. You had every other ethnic background come over to America to basically call and look down on black people, you know, in that, you know, like, I mean, not that it validates it, but it's just interesting that he saw this, you know, but other brothers and sisters have been saying that for years, man. And I grew up in a pretty much diverse background, but I'm not gonna deny like freaking I'm not gonna deny what certain things that I don't dig, man. And I'm saying that being a friend though, like all kinds of different people. I don't like pecking orders. And I've seen that in a lot of ways. I've seen on both sides. There are cool people everywhere, but then there's that pecking order that some cats actually rock with. And they don't even realize that they're rocking with it. Maybe they do. I don't know. Malcolm says people like him don't know their history. Real Aaron Collins says, wait a minute, I think I have heard of Zach Hing. Actually, yeah, I'm so sorry, Aaron. Please forgive me. It's Zach Hing. I think you spell his name. Um, I think it's Heng or Hin. No, it's Hing. That's right. Sorry about that. Not to correct, but yeah, yeah, dude, that guy. Yeah, I dig Nyla. Nyla's cool people, man. That's where I met you, Ionis. I remember she's all, "Are you a Rastafarian for real?" He's all, "Yes." Kev says, "So Zach is white." Nah, he's a Chinese dude, man. I would say he's a white supremacist shill, you know, or what some people might call an honorary white. I hate using that term, but if a cat comes off like that, that's what they're going for, you know? I don't dig that. Real Aaron Collins says, "Thank you, audio. I really appreciate that, my brother." Nah, man, you've always been like a voice of reason, man, you know? Like, and you've always been real chill, dude. And forget what all these cats say, man. Calling people freaking like simps and shit. Talk to the brother and listen to him. See what the heck he has to say, you know? I'm saying talk, basically referring to you that they should talk and listen to you, you know? Malcolm says, I'm sorry, Zach is a young Chinese YouTuber cap one. Yeah, yeah, he's a conservative, but he has some shit talk basically that he does. And the one that he did on black people, I was so mad, man. Like, and Steve, oh, you shouldn't make him. No, I have a right to be angry about anything that I don't like. So I just like, man, I just like, man, I'm gonna, like, I didn't even finish going on in on him. I was so pissed off. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you talking about, man? Literally, don't compare us to you. Fuck you. You know, like Cap says, Malcolm. Okay, thanks. Cap says, Ionis, I is, oh, Nyla is real cool. Yeah, she's really cool. I dig Nyla a lot. As long as she keeps Sin G off of her panel. Oops. Yeah, I have my disagreements with Sin, but I communicate with Nyla, so I don't know Sin like that. I have certain disagreements with her too. But yeah, I dig. I talked to Nyla, on here and sometimes on Instagram too. Cool people, man. She's really nice. Really, really intelligent lady. Ionis facts. Malcolm, I think Nyla is the main one doing long streams as of now. I told Nyla she went for a world record, man. I'm like, I've never heard of anyone doing an 8-hour stream, man. You just hit a world's record, man. Like, that's a trip, man. Like, how do you do that? I think she said one time, I think it cut off or something like that, and they gave her a strike for, I don't know, it was something weird for having a long stream, which was silly. No, we know why they gave her a strike. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that. It was something strange after that 8 hours, or they cut her off. That's what it was. She does a lot of long streams. It, man, but I like the fact that he named himself I am Pookie and Ray Ray. Almost as like, well, you guys think that you're better than us? Check this out. Here I am. You know what I'm saying? I like that actually. And he basically was, a lot of people thought he was trolling at first. When I heard him, I'm like, who is this cat? But what he was doing, I think, was just calling cats out, man. I'm like, you talk about black unity, but yet you're blaming everything on these so-called Pookie and Ray Ray hood types, but you know, we're a part of the community too. And I agree with that 100%, man. Like, let's not just scapegoat cats, man. Everybody needs to learn. Everybody is a part of the community. Everyone needs love, like, instead of all this vitriol thrown at, and yeah, man, I dug that I am Pookie and Ray Ray name that he did, but he goes by, I guess, his other nickname, Taz. If you guys haven't heard him, check him out. I dig his stuff, man. Nala's been doing a lot of shows with Cynthia G. Real Aaron Collins says. Oops. Yeah, he's a conservative. Yeah, man. Yeah, Zach King is something else, man. I'm not after. She is definitely cool, huh? Yeah, Nyla's cool people, man. I told Nyla, I'm like, you came on like a storm, because she hasn't been on long, but she just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, where are you? How are you? Like, who are you? You know, it's like this superhero almost, like dropping all this knowledge. And then it's funny with Nyla because she has this really intelligent thing, but she'll freaking like go hood on you like in a minute, man. If you cross her, I've heard her, but it's like amazing, man. And not just because she's pretty. I'm saying that because just like her vibe, she has a lot of intelligence and insights on things, man. And I don't agree with everything that she says. I'm sure she doesn't agree with everything that I represent. But we're cool, and I admire her for just she has this like I'm like, what are you like a university teacher or professor, uh, like some kind of like like military? But what are you? What is your story, man? Malcolm says Sinji had her live streams terminated the other day, huh? Right when it was going on. It was one. It was the one that black men are a lost. Oh, sorry. One, are black men a lost cause? YouTube is doing that to many creators now. Man, oh Lord. Do you know if anybody probably just reported her or what's the deal? That's something else. Huh. Yeah, I like Nyla. She's very laid back. And she'll tell it like it is. She'll let you know what to do too, man. She's a trip. I dig Nyla a lot. She even came on one of my live streams, man. It was dope. I think a few of you guys were even there, and then the interruption went down, and I had to end it. I had to apologize for her to her in August dreams too. And I was like, I hadn't seen August in a long time, man. I was kind of upset about that. You guys know who I'm talking about. Wasn't digging that. That was not cool. Markham says the black male bashing seems to be the new pro black on YouTube. Yeah, and I'm not down with that either. And I'm not down with black women bashing either. I've When I first started doing these commentaries, that was the first thing I talked about is this dumb gender war that is silly. Like, is this just basically on some freaking like, is it basically what we have as a microcosm, or is this like just something on YouTube? Well, Airline Collins says, I like Taz too. He cracks me up. Yeah, he cracks me up too, man. He reminds me of cats that I know on the street, man. Like, we need Nyla. Yeah, Nyla's hella cool, man. She's cool. Malcolm says, I'm surprised YouTube did that to her since she speaks division. Ionis Rastafari says she's got to step away from Cynthia G's point views. Every man I've seen like cooler, but Obsidian and Tommy, I don't like the way that those dudes sound, man. Like, they be talking some pretty not cool stuff. Obsidian, I mean, Tommy is obvious. I don't even know why. And this is the thing. I told Irene this too, and I think she kind of got upset at me. Like, why are you even like? Yeah, I know you're a sweetheart, you're a forgiving person, but Tommy basically said that all black men should die by that whole what's that that Darren Wilson, he wishes that like there are Darren Wilsons for everybody and stuff like that. That's just wrong, dude. I mean, just evil. And then Obsidian, I remember like, he had Jared Taylor on his show and basically trying to prove how much of a so-called Nigger, or Nigga he wasn't. I don't like saying that word. He's all, man, you see there's a difference. Dude, do you think Jared Taylor gives a damn about you saying there's a difference between a black man and the N-word? No, he thinks all of us are the fucking N-words, dude. Come on. I have a problem with that. Angry Man, he cracks me up. I haven't really, he seems like he's all about black empowerment. I don't know. I have to listen to that thing that Taz was saying about him, though. Cat says, I is all. Indeed, Sinji is cancerous at times. Yeah, I have a lot of issues with a lot of the things that she says, too. I try not to make fun of her, though. Like, I don't really, people talking about, like, banging on her and stuff. Like, I don't think that that's any kind of productive situation. That's not cool. If you would disagree with her, speak that, and you don't have to say anything about clowning her. Real Aaron Collins. I was there when that happened to her live, Malcolm. That's crazy. Yeah, I still listen to Cynthia G every now and then, but then turn off when she goes anti-black man. Yeah, I jump in. I kind of tune in here and there, but not a lot to her. Most of the time, I listen to her on other people's streams, to be honest. Are you down with Derek Jinx? Who is that? I don't think I've ever heard of that cat. Real Aaron Collins says, me too, Malcolm. Yeah, I'm not down with that. I don't like the way that Sin, and I said this on the video, and I'm not mocking her. I don't dig the way that she kind of looks at black people in history and not realizing what, a lot of us have gone through and the situation that we've been in. And to say that there's no progress and that black men haven't done it. Black women and black men have done things to propel us to where we are even now. And there has been progress, and we're still in progress. So I can't side with her with that viewpoint. And the question that I would ask her is like, well, what are you doing now? What are we doing now? You can't just say that. It's not fair. And I'm not going to piss on the ancestors like that. It's wrong. Yeah, I have a problem with Tommy Sotomayor. I was just telling Irene Yvette, dude, like, do you realize, I mean, and no disrespect to her, because I dig her a lot too. She's cool. I don't agree with everything that she says, but we're cool. Like me and her. I'm always kind of visiting her page sometimes, but I told her, I'm like, dude, like that guy's hella toxic, man. Like, I don't know his story, but the thing is, it's like for him to say something like that, I can't be down with that, dude. Like that's just wrong. Like you're basically saying that you want black people to be killed. I have a problem with that. That's not cool. Let me see. I don't listen to anyone bashing each other. Yeah, I'm not on that too. Me too. Mock him. Me too. Yeah, we're all on the same page. And yeah, Tommy did. Yeah, he did. Tommy panders to racist inbreds for cash. Tommy's also created. I mean, dude, that guy that went up and killed that dude with a sword. Or he listened to Tommy. You got people like Uncle Hotep that basically like is like a wannabe Tommy. He's some dude calling black people Akatas. I don't know if he has Nigerian descent, but he has a lot of these white supremacist followers. That stuff is not cool. Mock Angry Man is okay. He makes many valid points. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with Angry Man. I might disagree with a few things, but Obsidian and freaking Tommy, man, I don't know, dude. Like that's just some of the things that they said is just like really, it's more than suspect. It's just like, are you serious? Real Aaron Collins says, at first I thought Angry Man and Sin were getting along until recent. Yeah, I just found out about that. I didn't know what was going on. I just found out like some kind of, I don't know if the term is debacle or conflict went on between those two. I've been kind of like on and off the streets of YouTube, man. Sinji doesn't like being challenged in a respectful manner. Huh. That's an interesting point. I try to be respectful when I talk about her, like whether it be something that she said or something that I disagree with. But yeah, that's heavy, man, if she's not being respectful like that. Malcolm Audio, there's a growing number of people that have romanticized version of what life was like back for blacks in the 50s and 60s. Now it's problematic. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I would agree with that. I would say that I agree with that because I don't I'm not going to revisionize history, especially because I know older black people, my grandma being one of them, may she rest in peace, and I still have my other grandma. And plus, I have my parents that saw a lot of that stuff too. I can't, how could I say it? I can't do that. And I'm not going to piss on any ancestors because of things that didn't happen. Like people will talk about separation. You guys already know my views on that. I don't agree with it. I think it's silly. And why would I want something that pretty much didn't do any good for us? It didn't have anything to do with autonomy. No, I want black autonomy. That's what I want. I want to be able to be free wherever I want to go. The real Aaron Collins says, I think Sin is very intelligent and beautiful, but she does seemingly spew out a lot of vitriol about blacks as of late. I think, to be honest, and this is not to her, you know her better than I do. I think she needs to be healed a lot, man. Like within her own heart. That's a broken heart that's speaking. And not to sound like a major simp, but I think she needs, like, maybe I don't think that I'm wrong, but I don't want to make it seem like I'm like trying to bash her or make fun of her, but I think that's some deep-seated stuff, that's some personal stuff. And she's getting a lot of anger out on here. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Yeah, man. What's up, everybody? Freaking Tariq, man. It always says that, man. Oh, man. Those two, man. Oh, Lord. Cap says, the real Aaron Collins brother, she was being very disrespectful on Angry Man's panel. Angry Man was being very calm and respectful to her. See, I didn't even see that. I just heard about it. Malcolm says, I used to listen to Obsidian when he first started. That dude is fake. He started talking about nonsense, gossip, and now he's switched the game. He's the first time you too. And at first I thought she was kind of cute. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm not capping on these chicks, but like I'm not, obviously I don't agree with like a lot of things that they're down with. But what is it I listened to? But yeah, I guess Obsidian like went after Sophia Nelson and kept stalking her or something. I don't know. But she somehow filed like some kind of litigation against him. I'm like, this cat. I didn't know what was going on, but that's just stuff that She did a whole video on it. I'm like, so that's how I found out about Obsidian. I wonder if crying. I'm sorry. I wonder if my glasses. I wonder if Cynthia G is getting paid for these bashings of her own kind. I don't think she's getting paid, but I think there's a lot of anger within her in a lot of ways. I agree. Malcolm says many people on here have familial issues, and it comes out in their rhetoric. For me, like, I'm not saying my parents were the most perfect, but I didn't have that issue. I mean, I have both my parents, and I got along. I mean, my sister is. Malcolm says, I agree. Many people have. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. Cap says separation did work for many black communities, like Black Wall Street and Rosewood and others, when whites didn't want us around, but they burnt down their communities behind lies. But that's the thing, man. Either way, they're gonna have power in that regard. So for me, it's not so much. It's more black autonomy. And some people might think that that's a form of that, but I'm like, give me my economy, let me do my own thing and leave me the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? And let me go where I want to go, dude. I'm not bothering you. So for me, like, I look at that as like, even a form of that too back then. Like a lot of people think it was like a Black Wall Street situation. And I mean, that's not cool. Dominant society that can do whatever they want to you. That was messed up what happened to like a lot of us in Rosewood and Wilmington, Black Wall Street, and even the Black Panthers because they had something going on. They were practicing their autonomy. And they got warred against. And that's just that ain't cool. So I'm just saying like with separation, it's just like, okay, I mean, they're just basically going to play off of that and bar you from going wherever you want to go, you know, and doing whatever you want to do, and even, wrenching the economy and doing whatever the hell they want. So it's just, that's what I'm saying. I understand. Iona, mental health is definitely an issue to be addressed. Yeah. And a lot of us are so used to soldiering up that we don't address it. We're just used to dealing. I actually went to something a few years ago, something that I'd never been to before, handled by like a lady at my church. I guess they were tripping off of or dealing with a situation where this one Ethiopian guy killed himself, and so they formed some kind of committee where they were addressing the issues that a lot of Ethiopians deal with. But then by the time I went to that, it was just all African descent people. And it's a trip because especially you had African people that were definitely kind of coming from different countries. But then you also had people like me, who are DOS, like we don't face it. We'll use coping mechanisms, even like religion and stuff. But I'm like this. God want to face God, and God. How could I say this? Draws you to face things that you need to get yourself together. God does not pretend. You have to face yourself. That's God made me face myself. He always does. So I mean, it was interesting to see that. But we're so used to dealing with shit and just kind of internalizing it and just saying it ain't nothing, but it's had a toll on us, man. And please, I mean, even when you think of people like Joy DeGruy, she broke it down and how much like a lot of that stuff from our ancestors have even passed down a post-traumatic slavery syndrome. So we as black people definitely need to look more into that mental health thing. Views her. I got most. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's yeah. I'm sorry, man. A lot of people just don't dig what she says, and I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying this in order to like make her like clown her, but Tariq did have a lot of patience with her. He tried even I remember even watching streams where he would just basically kind of give her a shout out, and even when he kind of parted ways with her, he was really nice. It took years for him to even do what he did. Not to say that I'm down with what he did, but he took a long time to do that. He didn't just go in on her just for the hell of it. He took a long time, and he didn't even want to do it. But then he was just like, damn, this is a big ass rat. Oh my gosh, this rat. Oh, you gotta be kidding. That rat just like hopped across the fence. Um, Chain. And he tried, I saw things where people would even mention to him and he'd be like, bless her soul, didn't say nothing. When people would try to bring up the issue of her talking about him like that. And it was a few years. It was from that Sarah incident to that. And I'm not, I'm just saying, like, I know that like it was messed up, but how can I say this? People don't want to be talked about a lot. And I think he did show a lot of patience with that, with her saying things about him and calling him a pimp and all this stuff, and just kind of, and so he ended up going off and saying what he did. It's none of my. I look at myself. Jonas says, I look at myself before looking at others. I would have thought others would do the same. Yeah, not everybody does it. Unfortunately, it's not cool. Move was also practicing their own communal living. Yes, they were. Move might say that like a lot of them, and see, this is the thing that people don't understand about like true anarchism. True anarchism is not rioting in the streets. True anarchism is autonomy. You know, um, it's autonomy to the point where we don't need this government. And I'm not saying every anarchist believes the same thing, but a lot of them, that's the concept. I mean, you have a lot of certain black anarchists too, like Ashanti Alston. I mean, he talks about that. A lot of it's called communalism, but it's just about autonomy, and I think Move definitely had that spirit. Yes, Joy DeGruy is awesome. She's from LA too. Haha. I recently listened to a video with Joy DeGruy on Rock Newman. I dig Rock Newman's show. Um, she discussed the lack of empathy whites have towards blacks and brought up things that I didn't realize. And she's thorough, man. I dig her. Cap said Tariq tried keeping the truth for the longest with Cynthia G, but she felt she kept coming from it. She did. And I hate to say it, but she did. He just kind of let her down like easy. Like even when that whole Sarah thing, she's like, okay, I just can't, I can't on with you. And she just kind of kept on him. Like, and it's just like, okay, this is what's going to happen after like a while. Malcolm, was it recently? The real Aaron Collins said, I just saw a multi-car accident on Melrose and Normally. Damn, be careful, brother. That's funny. Probably while I was watching this big old giant rat. And I don't know what this chick is up to. There's a big old rat that just ran across the freaking fence, man. That thing was yoked too. It had hips. Iona says, we don't need any government besides the Most High. Real Ishman. I believe that too. And it was the same kind of government that the Old Testament had, like judges, Cat says, Ionis, yep. Word. Malcolm says, go to YouTube and type Dr. Joy DeGruy on empathy for black people in America, Cap 1. I mean, Cap. I'm tripping. Cap, definitely. Sorry about that. What do you think about Shirley Husar? That's funny you bring her up. She's one of the few black conservatives that I respect, but I don't get into the whole Trump thing. It's the same thing I think about Afri Synergy. I like Afri Synergy. I dig that brother. But I can't get with the Trump thing, man. I can't. Like they're the few black conservatives that I actually like to listen to. Shirley's work is sorry, this thing is tripping. We want the people, we have the power. I mean, sorry, we the people, we have the power. That's where, and to be honest, Ionis, and not to say I don't want to be preaching anarchism on here because people, I myself am a political agnostic, even though I kind of have certain sympathies towards that way. Um, that's what true anarchism is, dude. You know, the power is the people. That's the whole thing. It's definitely there is no government. It's just like the people decide. It's a circle. That's what the circle and the A is. It's basically order within that particular context of the people. Like the tribal society, in that regard. It's not chaos. Anarchism is not chaos. Cap says Malcolm thinks, oh yes. Yes, she's from LA. Shirley's from LA. I admire Shirley a lot. She's one of those that's doing work in the communities. She's all about that. The only meet Shirley than I do Phil got out there that day. I just couldn't, man. Like I had to tend to my dad, just to make sure he was on one, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. I wish I could have got out there though. Man, I really want to go to that Taste of Soul. And man, there's always something cool over there. Dude, Shirley has this thing called Urban Game Changers, and the thing about Shirley, she don't just work with like she work with people that are not even in her political. But the Urban Game Changers is what I'm curious about. She does a lot of that. And I've to her a few times on here. But yeah, I dig what she does, man. It's like her, Mr. Research, and Afro Synergy. I think I'm more on the research, Mr. Research side because he doesn't get with the whole Trump thing, but he's all about Black Power. I dig that. Ionis Rastafari says, and the Most High is our guardian and our father. Yes, that's so cool. You met her, man. Shirley's cool. I dig her. Wonder if it was on O'Shea's platform the first time, or I don't know. It was somewhere. Dang, I can't remember where I first saw her. I think maybe it was, but I'm not sure. Gotta go. Audio. It was fun chatting with you. Peace, everyone. Thank you. It was cool chatting with you too. And Malcolm, I have to go by your videos. It's been a while since I've been over there. I don't know where man, where's the homegirl at? How could I forget her name? Um Ali. How could I forget her first name? I don't know where she is. I hope she's okay. She's probably helping people with her science, with her superhero powers. Nicole Ali. I haven't seen her in a long time. Good night, Malcolm. I'm calling you Malcolm. Sorry about that. Malcolm. God has really, real Aaron Collins says, God has blessed me to be able to meet some interesting people. Yeah, and it's cool that you've been on these platforms too, man. They need that PNA. I mean, PMA. Man, what's up with me, man? I need to take some ginkgo or something. Yeah, I haven't seen Nicole Ali in a while. I hope she's good, man. Like, I hope she's okay. Yep, PMA, positive mental attitude. I got that from Bad Brains, but they, what's that guy Napoleon Hill? Think and Grow Rich. I never read. I need to read one of his books. I heard a lot of brothers and sisters were reading that stuff back in the day. Nicole Ali, that's cool. Yeah, Nicole's cool people, man. She's from LA too. Have you met her, Aaron? Man, yeah, I've been missing some of the live streams. I gotta catch even some of the Info Man stuff. I haven't seen his stuff for a bit. Real Aaron Collins says, I love Nicole. I haven't met her. Iona says, it's a shame YouTube will only allow you exposure on here at their mercy. Yeah, they got their little like fascist thing going on. Like the whole none shall pass BS. Full of crap, obviously, but yeah. And they don't publicize good stuff. Yeah, they have their whole thing that they're doing. I could conversate with Nicole every day. She's such an intelligent chick. That's the thing, man. We have a lot of intelligent chicks on here too, man. It's really cool, and it's messed up that people think that every black chick is ratchet. Come on, man, dude. Some really intelligent people. Nicole definitely is one of them, man. She's like a scientist, man. It's a trip. Far out, man. Man, what a trip. What a trip. What is my hat? I gotta turn on backwards. Got my kufi on backwards, y'all. Like you could actually put a kufi on backwards. I is all. That's why I delete my live streams afterwards. Yeah, sometimes I delete it like either after or like way later. I think I deleted one like a few days ago that I was like, probably it's not cool to talk about this one. I, why you look at what's trending, it's always effective to human livelihood. Unfortunately, the thing, it's funny, I put that Cook of Hazard thing in. I really want to get rid of this racism. Like, that should be illegal, dude. Who was that? I think who was that said that earlier today? Um, I think either Lisa or Deborah from the Watchmen. Is that what? Oh, she's a Israelite sister. Racism should be like illegal. Or no, was it Kim Frazier? I think it was Kim Frazier. Yeah, there's a lot of females on here I dig, man. I listen to. I dig Irene too, man. Irene, she's beautiful. I just try not to look at like chicks with boyfriends or married chicks. I think she recently got married. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I was looking. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have to look away. I'm like, this chick's married. I can't look at her. But yeah, Irene is. She's a doll, man. She's awesome. I'm like, oh my goodness. I gotta be cool, man. It should. You should go to go to jail, but they'll use it to put you in jail. Oh, I thought you were talking about Irene. But nah, dude, it should be illegal. I don't know why. We're talking about Irene. I'm like, Irene, your beauty is illegal. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, it's just you got this like freaking Jekyll and Hyde bitch. What's her name? Yeah, that's what you guys know what I'm talking about. That Hyde Smith devil. Like, she's. I mean, making all comments, man. Like that is just totally off. You know, on some racist type stuff. They think that they can just say anything. Cat president, like, oops. Cat says she was on O'Shea's panel this evening. She's always on O'Shea's panel. Not always, but like she's always on there, man. Like I think I found out about her through Miss Irene. Irene. Who's the other sister on Cynthia G's panel? I always get like I don't know her name, but I always see her on there. And body, brain, beauty. What? Now we're talking about all the beautiful like YouTubers. Like, yeah, there's some beautiful, intelligent like ladies, man, out there. Is that her name, Sade? She's kind of like I just noticed her. I'm like, who is this chick, man? Does she even like have a channel? Like I just started noticing her. There's a few chicks on there actually that come on her channel sometimes. I don't know her name though. Kind of a thin chick. And there's this one girl when I used to watch her a lot. I forgot the other chick's name that used to be on there with her. Yeah, man. Next thing you know, you're gonna be having a the YouTube female modeling catalog. They're just posing with looking all like professional and stuff, but looking hot as I don't know what. I'll say this: I had a crush on Paris Milan until I found out that she was married. I didn't know. I felt so bad. I'm like, oh man, she's gonna think I'm some freaking pig or something, you know. I wasn't mean or weird with her, but I just would always be complimenting her. Sounds silly, doesn't it? Um, Nick at Night's pretty too. She's really pretty. If you guys ever check her out, her and Brittany Chanel. Um, Brittany Chanel's hilarious. You guys ever check her out? She's the trip, man. She's like, she's cool. She's a total. She got her little New York thing going on. Nah, I don't know. Like she has like I don't know if she has. I don't remember her having dreads, but man, maybe that's the other chick that I was talking about. I think Shadi has having two dreads. No, this chick looked like she's like worked in an office. I forgot that chick's name. I don't even know, man. Yeah, Paris Milan's married. She's a doll though. And I'm like, man, I hope she doesn't think I'm like some freaking cochino, like some freaking cerdo like pig. But that's another intelligent woman, man. Like she's on her A game. I didn't actually, it's funny. I didn't know that she was with Boyce Watkins either. I didn't know that. I thought she was just like solo, but she used to be like a part of his thing. Her and of course Yurima Karama. That's how I found out about him. When he had his locks and stuff. Man, trying to think of who else is a beautiful YouTuber. I got a lot of like really pretty female black sector, like intelligent black thought females. you know, Nick at Night, I really dig her, man. And people always talk shit about Ugly T. Lovely T. They always call her Ugly T. She's not ugly at all. She's beautiful. I love Lovely T, man. She's awesome. Sorry, I didn't even mean to say that, but I meant to say that they call her that. She's not ugly at all. I think Lovely T is beautiful, man. She's a really pretty lady. Trying to remember somebody else that I used to. Man, what's her name? Yeah, sorry, Lovely T. I didn't mean to say that. I was just gonna make the point, and my thoughts crashed. That's been happening to me a lot lately. Like I was gonna say, like what they usually say, that like the dumb insults that they say. Real Aaron Collins, who was that dude? You were on the panel with him one time. Paris and Irina Karama both recently went in on Boyce. Yeah, that's how I found out actually about that. I was like, oh, I didn't know that she was with him. Wow, I didn't know that. I could see why she has like that caliber. I knew about Yarima, but I found out about Paris independently though. Yeah, Lovely T is gorgeous, man. She's a doll. Lovely T is gorgeous, but have bird legs. It's funny, Cap. I didn't realize, like, Aaron, we were talking about it earlier, like, and it's funny, all three of us were on the same film, probably on the same day. I was an extra in that Straight Outta Compton movie, and I swore that I saw, Lovely T before. And when she mentioned that she kind of like worked on that, I'm like, dude, I swore I think that you were, I met you, and I didn't even realize it was her. I heard she's Nigerian too. No, she's not ugly at all. People will always insult her and say that. And so, like, even when I was starting to say that, I meant to say that before I said what I said, and I got my words all jingle up. But no, she's beautiful, man. She is lovely. Lovely T is a beautiful woman, man. Don't even, people be tripping. Real Aaron Collins. But Nika at Night is fine, man. I gotta quit talking about her. Cause I think she probably has a man too, but she's beautiful, man. I don't know, like, you guys gotta check out Nika at Night. Brittany Chanel's a fine one too. The real Aaron Collins brains something. He's the black ninja turtle with the flags behind. I think who you're talking about, Cap. Huh? Brian something. Now I'm trying to like, who is this cat? Man, so funny, man. I'm trying to remember. There's so many great YouTubers, man. They've done a lot. I just found out my little cousin's a YouTuber, man. I have to check out his channel. Like, what? And my sister's like, yeah, it's totally professional and everything. Um, I don't remember. I know Cam is on here. Cam's, even though he's not a woman, I'm not talking about him in that context. But Cam he's like a rapper from the 90s. I dig Cam a lot. Yeah, Aaron, if it's raining, man, stay out of that rain, man. Oh, Anthony Brian Logan, ABL, another bootlick. That's what I call him. Yeah, YouTube's a trip. I'm surprised that I started doing videos, man. Yeah, Cam is awesome. I dig Cam a lot, man. He has a channel on here and he'll do commentary and stuff too. You know, Cam is awesome. Iona says, "I'm your Scribs." Oh, that Cap says he calls ABL Ninja Turtle. That's scandalous. I'm just like, how you gonna side with some alt right? There's a lot of brothers on here really caping for that alt right BS. Yeah, Cam is definitely another West Coast rapper. Um, he and another, yeah. I think they squashed that after that. Yeah, they took that chain from Cube. Yeah, Solo is Cam's homie from his crew. I'm sub to the real Collins. That's right. And we're sub to you, Ionis. I am for sure. Shoot, very few views, but I put it. Also have my audio discourse music channel too for you guys that don't know. I've been posting some of the more musical stuff over that I still post over here too. Yeah, I love that song. I like that whole album that he put out, the Never Again. Peace Treaties on that. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, shoot, man, y'all, it's like 3 hours, homie. I'm gonna probably check y'all later, man. I'm about to chill. I might check out a few streams, but hey, coming out, man. Thank you guys for coming out. God bless. And yes, I'm still ashy and still strictly for the ladies. Yeah, I talked about it. I just, and insane in the membrane. Thank you, Ionis. Thank you, the real Aaron Collins. Thank you, Cap. Thank you, Malcolm. Thanks. Who was that new one? Yaz. Um, I feel like I'm missing some cats. And thank you for real, brother radio, for not trolling me this time. Like, really, like, I mean, don't want that to happen. We just trying to chill up in here. We ain't tripping. This is where we lounge, homie. Shoot. So I said Cap, Macam, freaking Ionis, the real Aaron Collins. Shout out to all of you guys, man. I really appreciate it. And also, if Guru and Brother Danubian see this, man, shout out to you guys. Be safe. I hope and pray the best for you guys. Thank you for joining in on my stream, man. It was dope. And we gonna rock it. I hope I got everybody, man. Till next time. Exieber Yebarkachu. That means may God bless you and Amarenya. So, and I think in guess too. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was the business deal. Yep, and they had that chain, that Cypress Hill, at the Cypress Hill show. That song, that disc that Cypress Hill did, even though they regret it now. That was a cold track, and I love that beat on there. That beat was vicious, dude. They were rocking that madness, man. Thank you, man. Keep me in your prayers. I appreciate it. Y'all be safe, all right? God bless, and may the Lord guide you. And thanks again. Peace and blessings to you.